This is Chris Classic dropping a car vlog, a live car vlog. I hope you guys and gals are having a great day. Nobody tells you to stay, but God loves you. Christ loves you, and I love you as well. I hope you guys and gals are having a wonderful day. It's raining here in the Midwest, so sometimes people don't like the rain, but sometimes there is benefit in the rain. It washes away stuff. It's melting a lot of the snow, so it won't be any ice. So, sometimes rain is a restart for some people. Sometimes it also helps us cherish the sunshine. So I do hope you cherish the sunshine that you have in your life. What's going on, Raphael? God bless you, brother. God bless you. We in here. We are here. Lafayette, Indiana in the building. Rich Syndicate's own Robert Brown. What's going on, brother? God bless you, man. How you doing, man? I've been meaning to do this live for a bit, but let me get through with my stuff. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel, the Take It Home podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics and I put up my matches as Classic Alpha, a professional wrestler of 13 years. I just put up my match from the 7th against Joey Blues. It was a very good match. Please make sure you watch, comment on that match as well. Getting ready for this Sunday, Robbins Community Center in Illinois. Topay's Titles and Toys is going to be a benefit show for kids. Kids get free toys and everything like that. It's only $10 for adults, but if you bring a toy, you get in free. So make sure you guys show up there, because I will be teaming with D'Angelo Steele, and we are called World's Finest. So we will go against Cyberstorm, which is Kenny Knott and his partner Gran Torino. I might be saying the name wrong. Please forgive me. Also, subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. We have all our matches from 2025 available, and we're getting ready for 2026. February 21st, 2026 to be exact, for Big Business. Dyer, Indiana, Harold's private venue. Tickets are on sale now on Eventbrite. They're $5 off, but there'll be $5 more at the door. Bars. Good to hear, Robert Brown. Good to hear. John Cena didn't tap out. John Cena trolled out. Hey, I don't know what he said with Cody, but most likely I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I will look at notes. I will look at certain clips, but I'm not looking at all of that. I ain't looking at all of that. I don't want to at this point. You guys will let me know. I'll figure it out. I'll talk to Arshawn for Quickly Drinking. Shout out to him. But I wanted to talk about Gunther. Gunther is him. He is him. Hemi Neutron. Hemi Turner. Hemi engines in your Hummers and in your cars. Him Cornette. Invader him. Come on, man. I told y'all that, man. I told y'all. And I love it, because you guys know I love old school wrestling. I love old school psychology. I love all of that. And Gunther is the epitome of it all. Less is more. And look at him. He is getting the most. This man retired Goldberg and John Cena in the same year. John Cena tapped out regardless if he trolled or just smiled. Like I said, it was a little corny for me, but I understood it. Gunther is that guy. And I'm going to tell you why. Outside of what he has done as far as accolades and achievements, this man is bringing back believability, bro. And not only is he a foreign wrestler, he's not doing the tropes that foreign wrestlers do. Oh, America, boo, America suck. Oh, go to my home country. America here, America's this and that. Nah, this dude literally just out here beating up people. He literally just out here beating up people and bullying them and stuff like that. It sort of reminded me of William Regal at some points and stuff like that. When, you look at your Rusevs, and we look at how they had like the League of Nations, which was Rusev, Sheamus, Wade, and Alberto Del Rio, and guys from different nations and continents and countries getting together, being anti-American and stuff like that. He ain't got that feel to it, but he don't need to, because he has final boss levels. It's crazy to me that one of the greatest wrestlers out here is not doing all of the big moves that people like. You want to know the crazy thing is? Gunther probably can't even do a lot of the stuff that these flippy guys do, right? But some of these flippy guys can't even do what Gunther does as far as aura, as far as ring work, as far as psychology and stuff like that, the pacing of a match. That's what gets me about wrestling sometimes, is that people don't know how to pace matches. Just because you're fast, just because you can flip and you can do a million moves, does not mean that you have a great pace, right? The League of Nations back in 2015, correct? Yeah, Hemi Neutron. Hemi Neutron is in the building. What's going on, Mima? I'm gonna say Mimet. I think that's what it is. There's not a lot of people that can sit here and say they have an old school feel and it's timeless. And I'm not even talking about timeless Tony Storm. That was a bar in itself. But still, it's just like, to me, the way this man brings believability to the fact that, like, a lot of these wrestlers who are older, who maybe want to leave and retire, Gunther may be the one that'll push them out. And I love it. What's going on, IDK? What's going on? But still, I love it, because my thing is this. A lot of people have been talking about they want a new main event. Now, Gunther, to me, is considered a main event, but he's on side quest now. And it's interesting side quest, right? It's side quest that puts him near the main. If you don't want to put a belt on him, because he has had a belt for majority of his WWE career, even including NXT, you have him going against the older guys and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are like, well, the main event needs to change. It needs to change. I'm like, well, Gunther is a taste of it. I do wish it was slightly younger, but Gunther, he's not that younger compared to Cody and everybody else. They're just hitting 40 or 41 or whatever. Gunther's 38, 39, I believe. But still, you know, that's what kills me about, like, yes, I do want a younger main event, but let's be honest and let's check people's ages before we talk about a young main event. When y'all are talking about push LA Knight, and LA Knight's 41. Just say we want a new main event. Let's do a new main event. I'm not against the younger guys and stuff like that. Bring up Oba. He's another Hemi Neutron. He's another Hemi Hendrix. Like, bring him up too. I would love to see Oba and Gunther, but not right now, because how they would book Gunther and Oba and stuff. Like, I thought the match between Oba and Cody was good. It could have been a lot longer and a lot better than what they was doing. You get what I'm saying? Oh, snap. Bring Syndicate in the building. I wonder what they said. We don't play. No chips, get clipped. Straight up bars. Appreciate you, Robert. Oh, Patty, some saying something. It's okay. But still, Gunther has been that guy, and it's like I be telling people, because my thing is this. As a professional wrestler, when I first started wrestling, my name was Chris Classic. I call myself Chris Classic as far as this, the Take It Home podcast. But when I wrestle, I'm Classic Alpha, basically a superhero that is trying to save professional wrestling because people are basically hurting it. So I'm trying to show the fans and stuff that wrestling is still here, alive and well. I'm here to bring that feel back, right? But it's Classic Alpha. I had like old school Macho Man like tights and stuff like that, and I was doing some old school stuff because I love that old school stuff. I love like the 80s and the 90s, the vibrant colors and stuff like that, and the not the attitude era, but the attitudes and stuff, and the larger than life characters and stuff. I used to love that kind of stuff. But I also used to love like the Foreign Hills, the Iron Sheiks and stuff like that and stuff. And then you fast forward to like Rusev and things like that, and then even like the anti-Americans, and then the Canadians, you know, the Test and Lance Storm and stuff. I used to love those kind of things. But like I said, for Gunther to have his own style, it's great. Like, I remember when Gunther was Walter and he was tearing the house down with Pete Dunne for the NXT UK Championship, when that was the thing. I remember that, and he had match with Tyler Bate, and then Dragunov as well. Like, this dude, you know, he was big at the time. He was bigger at the time. He's a lot slimmer, but that man cardio was like second to none, and that's even something in itself. He's not the most presentable guy as like as muscular or whatever like that, but he got experience. You could try to magnify it, but you can't teach that kind of stuff with Gunther, man. And like I said, the fact that it's an old school aesthetic, he's not here flipping and stuff. The only risky thing he does is getting on the top rope and doing a simple splash. But look at how he's clearing so many people, man. Like, come on, man. The chops and all of that stuff, the old school aesthetic. I know a lot of the old school wrestlers applaud and appreciate and respect Gunther's game because it feels so unique even though it's not the first and it won't be the last. But like I said, less is more. So when people try to sit here and be like, oh, well, wrestling needs to change, it needs to do this and that, no, it does not. No, it does not. Believability is still a real thing. And to me, Gunther at this point, he looks like a guy that can dang near beat everybody on that roster. Honestly. He'll find a way to do it, right? The way you present that. Like to the fact that where after he said John Cena tapped like a little beat, he went to the back and nobody really wanted to fight him. Oh, you think you're a big man, huh? Let me give you a piece of my mind. But they did not want to step to him. Now, I don't know if they're going to do him and AJ, because I do know that AJ wants to leave soon. Who knows what Brock and what Randy wants to do. But honestly, if they want to be out, if they want to retire, be out on a good tour, you have Gunther do it. Have that be his thing, like Undertaker had his streak for all them years or whatever like that. And sometimes you can tease it, like, okay, well, he can lose, but still, that man, I told y'all that man was him. I told y'all that man was him. I told y'all. I'm good, brother. I don't know. Come back on this channel. Oh, yeah, for sure. Chicago Real Zoom, hours 10. Oh, y'all just showing love with each other. That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, Gunther definitely is one of those guys that, like, you can put him in any era of wrestling and it works. And that's saying a lot. I'm driving home, but like I said, Gunther his character is just like one of those guys, because it seems like it's just himself. But he seems like a guy that can wrestle in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 10s, and now the 20s. There's not a lot of wrestlers that can do that to this day, right? Because of how everybody wants to be. Everybody wants to be a loose cannon wrestler. Everybody wants to be the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. Everybody wants to go against the authority and go against people. Or everybody wants to flip, or everybody wants to kick out of finishers and stuff. Which is also one of the things that almost took me out the match between him and Cena. But that's just the new wave of wrestling, unfortunately. Everybody wants to do certain things. As soon as something goes viral, everybody tries to take it. I wish guys become viral, like try to be viral by imitating Gunther, or whatever you want to call it. Because that guy's awesome. He does a great job. You can tell he respects the business. You can tell, like, he calls himself a ring general. Like, you know, usually people say that behind the scenes. They don't really say that out loud, like as far as like a name, but honestly it is very fitting for him. The man, he came out, he dealt with all of the smoke. People was booing him, he couldn't talk and stuff like that. He was leaving, then he walked back, and then the crowd groaned like, oh my God, he's coming back. It's perfect. I don't condone them throwing stuff at him on Saturday when he was trying to get to his bus. But that's some old school heel heat. People used to throw stuff, or they used to try to jump wrestlers and stuff like that. And one of the things that my homies was talking about, I didn't realize, was that, you know, I was laughing. I was like, man, these are some grown men that's like reacting to Gunther like this. But to realize that John Cena wrestled starting in 2002, I was 13 at the time. I was 13. So these people was 13 and kids at the time too. So now they grew up watching John Cena for the past 20-something years. Now they feelings hurt. Now they acting like kids again. They throwing stuff. It's like, yeah, they had security get him to his bus. Like I say, I don't like that, but at the same time, that's some old school stuff right there, man. That is crazy. I don't watch anymore. I used to watch back. It's interesting, but I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, to me, I'd recommend watching clips on YouTube. Honestly, like, there's a few spots that are interesting, but then sometimes it's just like, what are they doing and stuff. So, but yeah, if you were wanting to watch WWE, I would say YouTube. But if you wanted to watch great wrestling, period, I would say subscribe to my other channel, C3 Ultimate Wrestling. It's in blue letters and a blue circle. There's a lot of great wrestling there if you want to just find a love. And that's one thing that I try to do as Classic Alpha, is that, like, some people stop watching for a reason. Either they felt like they grew out of it, or they didn't like the product. And I'm here to bring all of the love back as Classic Alpha, but also the wrestlers of C3 Ultimate Wrestling. They do a great job. So I watch MMA from time to time. But yeah, Roman, yeah, going back to the Roman thing, Roman is good too. So like, honestly, I would have him be the Reaper. Now, a lot of us are upset, don't like a lot of the stuff that Triple H does, but I do think that his presentation of Gunther has been pretty good. He used to be so good, so seasoned, munchies, flaming hot, but still, it's cool. I don't condone the fans throwing stuff at Gunther either, but I like him. Yeah, it could have went worse. You know, people have a right to defend themselves, and when fans do stuff like that, y'all don't realize that this man is a man, first of all. Like, I know that we could put labels on it, obviously. I believe he's a father. I know he's a husband and stuff. But he's a man. So sometimes you will have a right to defend yourself. And to me, I don't think Gunther would be one of those guys you want to even try to mess with. Yeah, and the police was there. Like, to me, it's, and I want to reiterate, I don't condone it. I don't condone it when back in the day when wrestlers, fans used to wait for wrestlers to get to their car so they can jump them or call them stuff. Like Ernie Ladd, you know, he was a big heel back in the day, but he's also black. Racial tension was thicker than two Snickers. And, you know, he used to get on these people's nerves, and he used to hurry up after his match to get in his car and go to the next show because these people was going to try to do something to him or give him a hard time. Those kind of things happen, you know. And Gunther, like I said, it's not a lot of wrestlers that could carry that kind of pressure of retiring John Cena. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, well, it could have went to anybody else and stuff, but nah, it's a lot of pressure because think about it. We know that Cena was going to lose his last match, so even if y'all wanted LA Knight, people would boo LA Knight. Y'all love LA Knight, but y'all would boo him. If it was Javon Evans, you would boo Javon Evans. You will boo these people because you love John Cena so much. You love him. You love him so much. Like, even when we thought The Undertaker was retired after he lost to Roman in that horrible WrestleMania match. That match was so horrible. It was so bad. Mind you, people already was booing Roman because they knew that Roman was going to win. And also, people were just so sick of Roman at the time. But as soon as Roman came out, they was booing him. And all they said was, this is my yard now. And then they booed him some more. Man, that match was so bad. That match didn't need to happen. I'm glad even Undertaker was honest with himself about it, saying like, man, it wasn't that great. You know, he was kind of ashamed of it. You know, didn't want to look at it, you know, but still. Definitely running. Yeah, my homie was just talking about the Shield. He was like, he would want Dean to come back as far as like the Shield is concerned. But as far as like the Moxley character, I'd rather not see the Moxley character in WWE. I remember when the Shield came out, and a lot of people were saying that he was going to be like the outstanding star because a lot of people knew what he was on the independents. A lot of people liked how he looked. And then it went to Seth. People believed it was going to be Seth, but then it wound up being Roman. I think Roman was the better choice. But Seth can also be that 5-tool player, and he can also lead if he needs to, and he has. So, as far as Moxley is concerned, what he's doing in AEW, I'll say this, and I said it before. He is the heart and soul of AEW. However, he's not as creative as he wants to be, trying to help, you know, the Marinas and the Wheelers and the Packs and all of that stuff. I know he's trying to help, and I know he's on a losing streak because now he's trying to give back to, I guess, wrestling, because I guess he feels like he needs to give back, even though I feel like he should have lost a lot of matches when he was the champ. Like, I don't even think he should have been the champ personally. If he was going to be the champ, he should have beat Swerve when Swerve was the champ. Like, y'all gave the belt to Bryan Danielson, and he lost it within like a couple weeks later, and he hasn't wrestled. He's done small things. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, he hasn't been presented that well, and I feel like he's not as creative as he wants to be and as they're portraying. So, still. Lesnar was okay. I know that people was mad because WWE was like big hypocrites during the day. They were saying if you were a champion, if you didn't defend your belt in 30 days, you would have to vacate. Lesnar was taking at least a month off. He was taking more than 30 days off. He was creating his own schedule. Oh, I don't want to go against this person. If I don't like this person, this match is not going to be a long match. Either it's not going to happen or it's not going to be a long match. Like, Brock was on that kind of stuff. Because it was like, they was quick to take the titles off of people who had injuries and stuff. They was like, nah, vacate. You have to vacate. They was like really big on that kind of stuff. But when it came to Brock Lesnar being like the champion and stuff, they was like, oh, he'll just show up when he wants to show up. Because I remember they was talking about they wanted Brock versus Bray, and they teased it, but I low-key glad that didn't happen. I don't think the match would have been that good. Because Brock has to sell being scary or worried, and that's not trying to be worried and stuff. Outside of just being my family, like that's it. Like, like that's it. Shoot. Yeah, Dean did have surgery. Well, Bobbin, live streaming his car. I hope everything's okay. Excuse me for eating. I'm starving. I'm sorry, y'all. Please forgive me. But Gunther is that man. I'm sorry, y'all. Gunther is the guy that can probably beat everybody on the roster, except Brock. But even then, I feel like Gunther could beat Brock if they wanted to do that kind of stuff. They teased it before in the Royal Rumble, and we'll see. I'm driving because I'm going home. Well, I'm getting my kids and I'm going home. That's why I'm driving, respectfully. But still, Gunther is that guy. And like I said, I am definitely excited to see if he is going to retire other people, what they're going to do with his character. Because like I said, I don't think they're going to put him in a title picture anytime soon. I think they're fading out to Braun being in the main event scene and whatever they want to do. I think Drew will hopefully finally beat Cody, but we'll see. The sky's the limit. But did want to speak about that a little bit. Penix said. He did. I remember, what was it? Money in the Bank. It was like all three Shield members was like the champion that night or whatever like that. It was something crazy that they did. It was like somebody was the champ and then somebody beat that person as a champ, and then I believe Dean cashed in and became the champion. It was kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie. They did a great job. They did a great job of how they did that. I want to say Roman was the champ. Then Seth beat Roman. And then Dean cashed in on Seth. It was something like that. It was like the night where everybody was a champion in the Shield. And I thought that was very, very creative. But I'm going to head on out. I hope you guys and gals have a great day. Shout out to Robert Brown. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Raphael. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home. Third time's a charm. Germany lost 2-1.